Hello, friends. If your little one loves listening to stories, they might also love learning through play. And that's where ABC Mouse comes in. ABC Mouse is the award-winning early learning app designed by teachers and education experts. It's packed with over 10,000 educational activities in reading, math, science, art, and even music, all created just for kids ages 2 to 8. There are no ads or pop-ups, just a safe, playful space where your child can explore at their own pace. Whether they're following a personalized learning path or diving into a favorite subject, they'll stay engaged with games, read-along books, puzzles, and songs. It even includes a digital library full of original and classic stories, some in Spanish too. Over 45 million families have used ABC Mouse, and it's trusted by more than 650,000 teachers. Try ABC Mouse free for your first month. After that, it's just $14.99 a month until canceled. Or you can get an annual membership for $45 a year until canceled. To get started, visit abcmouse.com/sleeptightstories. That's abcmouse.com/sleeptightstories, or follow the link in our show notes. Thank you. Hello, friends, and welcome to Sleep Tight Stories. Shoutouts and birthday messages are such a special part of our show. They're our way of celebrating the families who make bedtime extra magical, whether by supporting the show or simply by being part of the listening community. Hello to Macy. We just love you and your joy, giggles, and kindness. Love Mom, Dad, Sonny, and Calvin. Hi, Dylan. Happy double digits, Maya. Hope your 10th year is the best yet. Love Mom and Dad. Happy belated birthday to Yasha from Mama, Baba, and Aiden. You are a ray of sunshine and you bring joy and positivity to everyone around you. We feel so lucky to have you in our lives. Happy 12th birthday to Andre from Needham, Massachusetts on April 20th. We hope you enjoy your trip to Peru. Mom, Dad, and Otto wish you the very best. Happy 4th birthday to Piper Bliss in Aliso Viejo, California. We're so excited for your next big adventure. TK at top of the world. Love Mom, Dad, and Coco. Happy 9th birthday to Zachary Wong from Shanghai, China on April 26th. Mom and Dad love you so much, and they are so happy to see you becoming a brave and kind big boy. Happy birthday to our wonderful Newton from Norwich, UK. Mommy, Dada, Ben, and Oscar love you very much. Please carry on being a kind, brave, funny, and happy person. Happy 6th birthday to Reagan in Holiday Shores, Illinois. You are such a special girl, and Mommy and Rocky love you so much. Happy 7th birthday, Amelie Bombali. We love you. From Abigail, Annabelle, and Dada. Happy 9th birthday, Semi Karadas in Boca Raton. Mom, Dad, and your big brother Sadat love you to the moon and back. We celebrate your kind heart, school success, and soccer skills every day. Keep shining, sweetheart. Happy 9th birthday to Daxton Wilkinson on April 22nd. We are so proud of you and love you unconditionally. Love Mom, Dad, Declan, and Silas. And happy 10th birthday to Maisie in Prince George, British Columbia on April 26th. You continue to grow into an amazing person, and we're so proud of you. We love you to the moon and back. Love Mommy, Daddy, and big sister Kyle. Happy birthday to you all, and thank you for supporting the show. If you'd like to support our podcast and enjoy ad-free episodes, unlock bonus stories, and so much more, you can join Sleep Tight Premium. Subscribe in just 2 taps via the link in the show notes. Now, on to our story. Bernice cannot believe what Bobby did today at school. She knows it was an accident, but thinks Bobby didn't make the best choice to use it at school. Bobby gets in big trouble. Can you believe how much trouble Bobby got in today? Ethan asked as he and Bernice settled into their usual seat on the bus. Yeah, he's silly a lot, and sometimes the teachers get upset, but not like this, Bernice said. He looked really embarrassed when I saw him coming out of the principal's office. I'd never want to go there. The new principal looks super serious, Ethan whispered. Yeah, she kind of reminds me of a character from a book I'm reading. Except she doesn't wear all black or a pointy hat, Bernice said with a grin. Oh, I think I read that one. The one with all the flying wizards and stuff? I think it was kind of spooky. That's the one. I didn't think it was spooky, but now that you mention it, maybe a little. But I kind of like stories with magic in them. I read in a science book that some science is like magic, or something like that. So I keep thinking that maybe the magic I read in books might be something I make when I become a famous scientist and stuff. You're going to make flying broomsticks? Ethan chuckled. If you do, please let me be the second person to fly one. Why the second? Wouldn't you want to be the absolute first? Bernice asked. I want to make sure it works first. What if it crashes into a building or something? They both laughed as the bus rolled to a stop. It seems like the bus is going super fast again because we are at our stop already. Maybe we can stay on the bus and talk about Bobby's experiment mistake, Ethan said. Yeah, maybe the bus driver would drive around in circles, Bernice said with a laugh as they both got up to get off the bus. As they walked down the sidewalk toward her house, Ethan asked, Do you think Bobby's still at school cleaning up all the green slime? It even got in some kid's hair. He might be, Bernice said. That stuff got everywhere. And it was like that goo you get at Halloween. Sticky and slimy and sort of stinky, too. Standing at the bottom of her walkway, Bernice added, I might call Bobby tonight just to see how he's doing and to make sure the principal didn't cast a spell on him or something. Ha ha. See you later, alligator, Ethan called. After a while, crocodile, Bernice replied. Bernice opened the door to her small house and after stepping inside, took a deep breath and called out, Papa and Cookie, I am home. And I know you have some nice treats to eat because I could smell them all the way from school. And I am always hungry, so I can't wait to eat them. Wow, you certainly have an impressive nose, little bear. You know where I am. Come in when you are ready and we can share a sweet treat, Papa Bear said in his super deep voice. Bernice took off her sneakers and set them neatly in their place, but then sat on the floor. In winter, her boots were always stubborn and wouldn't come off, so she would have to sit down to take them off. Her sneakers weren't like that, but since it was a tradition now, Cookie expected her to be there to give her some pets. Right on cue, Cookie pranced around the corner, her head held high, and let out a cheerful meow. Hi, Cookie, did you miss me today? I missed you like always. I guess that's just how it is with the bestest of friends. Bernice gave her a little grin. Sometimes I miss my other friends too, especially Bobby. He's probably my best friend after you, but you already know that, don't you? I tell you everything. But guess what happened today? You won't believe it. Cookie came closer and flopped onto her back, ready for a belly rub. Are you sure you are listening, Cookie? Or are you just trying to get me to rub your belly? Bernice laughed. I don't mind since, you are always with me and stuff. She gave Cookie a gentle scratch, then leaned in a little closer. Anyway, Bobby has been making this new robot for forever. He wouldn't even let me come to his house to help because it wasn't ready or something. So, today he brought part of it and, it didn't go so well. She paused for dramatic effect. It's some kind of slime defense thing, but I think it malfunctioned because there was a big accident. His slime went everywhere. Slime on the desks, on the floor. Some even got in people's hair. And Bobby, being Bobby, kind of laughed. You know how he is. But the teacher didn't think it was very funny. She got super mad and sent him to the principal. I think he might still be cleaning up the mess. Maybe all night. Hopefully they let him take a snack break or something. Cookie purred in reply, but stopped suddenly when Bernice's stomach gave a loud gurgle. Oops, sorry, Cookie. I didn't mean to scare you with my tummy rumbles, Bernice giggled. That's my body saying it's time for one of Papa's super snacks. She stood up and stretched. Okay, I'll catch up with you later, maybe when I'm reading before dinner. You can keep my spot warm if you like. Bernice ran into the kitchen, her backpack bouncing behind her, stuffed full of books. Hi, Papa. Our kitchen always smells nice after school. Not like in the morning when you and Mama make your coffee. Coffee is kind of yucky. She sniffed the air dramatically. But these cookies smell yummy delicious. What kind are they? Did I tell you I'm hungry again? Because I am. Papa Bear chuckled. These are white chocolate chips. I had some leftover white chocolate, so I chopped it into chunks and put them into the batter. They turned out pretty good. Papa, you had some already without me? That's not fair, Bernice said, trying to sound upset, but not quite pulling it off. Well, Papa Bear said with a grin, I had to make sure they were safe to eat. That's part of my job. I can't wait to hear all about your day. Bernice washed her hands at the sink, then sat down at the kitchen table and took a big drink of milk. Okay, she said, I've got something big to tell you, but first I'll tell you the little stuff. So, at lunch today, we shared some super yummy food. A new girl joined our table. She brought tofu, but forgot to tell Bobby it had spices on it. He took a bite, and his face turned super red. Everyone laughed. I didn't think it was spicy, but Bobby doesn't like spicy stuff. She giggled, then continued. Gertrude brought bean salad, but Bobby wouldn't even touch it because it had shredded carrots. He always says carrots give him the stinks or something. Oh, and Ethan brought chili today and shared a little. It wasn't super spicy either, but Bobby didn't try that one. I think he was done being adventurous. Papa Bear poured himself a cup of tea and smiled. Sounds like a fun lunch, little bear. I can't wait to hear the big news. Yeah, it's super big. Bernice leaned forward. So, in art class today, we worked on more paintings for our final exhibition, and in English, we had to get up in front of the class and read. She took a deep breath, just remembering it. It was super scary, Papa, but I took a deep breath and only stumbled on my words a few times. My legs were shaking a little bit, but everyone was really nice. She grinned. Of course, when Bobby got up in front of the class, he turned it into a drama performance with sound effects and everything. He loves that kind of stuff. Bernice paused to take a couple bites of cookie and a big sip of milk. Okay, so the big news is Bobby got sent to the principal's office. You know, the new principal who always looks super serious and doesn't seem to smile? I know her, Papa Bear said, and she's a very kind person. You're lucky to have her as your principal. And I promise, she does smile. Yeah, I guess everyone smiles. I just haven't seen it yet, Bernice shrugged. Anyway, Bobby's been working on his robot for ages, and I don't even know if he'll ever finish it. But today, he brought part of it to school for science class. He called it a slime defense module. A slime defense module? Yeah, apparently it's to protect the robot. From something. I'm not totally sure what. Bobby says it's classified. Anyway, he was supposed to leave it in his bag, but during history class, which was right before science, he got super excited and wanted to show the kid sitting beside him. And Papa? I think he pressed the button. Oh no, Papa Bear said. Oh yes, Bernice replied. Slime went everywhere. On clothes, in people's hair, even on the floor and walls. Bobby kind of laughed at first because, well, he always laughs when things go wrong. But the teacher didn't think it was funny. So she sent him to the principal's office. I think she's making him clean up the mess. Papa Bear let out a deep sigh. Well, little bear, he said gently, it sounds like Bobby had a rough day. And it sounds like you're feeling a bit worried about him. Bernice nodded. I don't want him to feel bad. He's always so Bobby. Funny and smart and a little bit crazy. I don't want this to make him stop being like that. I know what you mean. It's hard when someone we care about gets in trouble, especially when we know they didn't mean to cause harm. But sometimes, even fun ideas like slime defense modules can go a little sideways. That doesn't mean Bobby isn't a good kid or that he needs to stop being silly. It just means he's still learning, like all of us. Bernice took a bite of her cookie. Sometimes, cookies helped her think. Do you remember the time you dropped cookie dough all over the kitchen floor? Papa Bear asked. Bernice giggled. It looked like a cookie volcano exploded. Well, Papa Bear said, you didn't mean to make the mess, but it still took time to clean it up. And I think Bobby's day is a bit like that. He made a mess, and now he's learning to clean it up. Over time, Bobby will know when some things are appropriate and when they are not. But he's still Bobby, Bernice said. He sure is, Papa said, and I think he'll be glad to know his best friend is thinking about him. Maybe you can remind him that being a good friend means showing up, even when things get messy. Can you send him a message for me, Papa? I'll send a message to his mother and ask how he is doing and that you were wondering how he is. How does that sound? Sounds good. Thank you for the delicious cookies. You're welcome, little bear. After finishing another cookie, Bernice spent the rest of the afternoon before dinner reading a book with Cookie. She didn't have any homework, so she got to read, but she did a science experiment for fun. After dinner, she ran upstairs to start her bedtime routine. When she was done, she arranged her friends just right, jumped into bed, and got cozy under her blanket. It's that time, Papa, Bernice called out from under the blankets. What time is that, little bear? Papa Bear called back from down the hallway. We aren't still competing in the yawning Olympics, are we? We could, Papa, and I think I might win tonight because I have been yawning for a long time. Walking into her room, Papa Bear smiled and let out a loud, exaggerated yawn. "Did you finish all of your bedtime routine tonight, little bear?" "I did, Papa. My whole body is squeaky clean, and I used banana shampoo. My friends are ready for sleep, and even Cookie is on my bed already," Bernice said with a yawn. "Could you tell me a super short story, maybe a different one?" Bernice asked with another yawn. Papa Bear yawned again. "I have the perfect little story, little bear. Are you comfy?" "Yes, Papa." "Give me a hug and kiss, and I'll tell you a short story." "Thank you, Papa," Bernice said with another yawn. Once upon a time, in a world full of magic and fun, there lived a young little unicorn named Nova. She lived in the mystical forest, not far from Boo Boo, the brave little bear. In this forest there were unicorns, fairies, gnomes, and all manner of insects, birds, and animals. It was a wonderful place. Nova, the young little unicorn, was good. Not perfect, but definitely good. She helped carry books, she said thank you, and always tried her best in school, except in math, which she said gave her hoof cramps. But Nova also had a very silly horn and a very loud laugh, and sometimes both got her into trouble. One sunny day at the academy, Nova decided to balance a scroll, a quill, and a chocolate treat on her horn during break. "Behold," she cried, "Nova the Magnificent will now juggle with her face." Her best friend, a gnome named Tula, was sipping her favorite glimmer chocolate drink while reviewing her homework. Clink, splosh. The drink flew into the air and rained down on Tula's homework, and her lap, and her head. The whole class gasped. Tula's socks sparkled with sticky cocoa. "Oh no," Nova whispered. Professor Nibbin appeared with a frown. "Perhaps you should spend the rest of the break wiping down desks." Tula didn't say anything. She just turned her head away. That afternoon, Nova tried to apologize, but Tula shook her head. "I don't want to talk." Later, in the workshop, Tula told her after-school teacher, Bixie the gnome, what happened. "Nova's always too much," Tula muttered. "Most good friends are," said Bixie. "That's why we keep them around, especially when they say sorry." Tula didn't answer, but the next morning, Nova found a note tucked in her desk. "Still mad, but maybe we can talk. Tea." At lunch, Nova brought a new juice box, a fresh sheet of parchment, and socks with tiny dragons on them. Together, they redrew the homework. This time, they added a gnome and a unicorn holding an umbrella under chocolate rain. "Looks better than the original," Tula said. "Definitely," said Nova, "and no juggling required." Because even messy unicorns deserve a second chance. And with that, Papa Bear kissed Bernice on the forehead, adjusted her blanket, turned off her lamp, and quietly whispered, "I love you, little bear." And that is the end of our story. Good night. Sleep tight.